What's good, room service gang? We got a special guest here today. We got to talk about this Niners and these Cowboys, the rivalry, the history of it, what we think about the game that's going to happen on Sunday. Hey, man, we here for it all. Just got to welcome my guy, the angry Cowboys fan over here. We behind enemy lines today. So it ain't just me on here, but anybody else, other Niner fans talking mess about what we think. We going right at the enemy today. So we going to see how he feels about everything. So let's hop right into it. Appreciate y'all for coming through. How you feeling over there, Cuzzo?
I'm good, Cuzzo. I'm good. How you doing over there?
Feeling good over here in Cali. My guy all the way out there in that DC area. Speaking
Receiving
of
a lot of
Miami
hate.
lines, before we get started on that, how does that feel being a Cowboys fan out there? Because that's real behind enemy lines.
Uh, it's great actually because the Commanders or the football team, whatever you want to call them, they've been sorry for some years now. We basically have a home field here, so it's called FedEx Field. But they hate us so much because they're not us. I guess because it hasn't been a rivalry. I think
Oh,
we've beaten them like I could be wrong, but I want to say like 10 out of the last like 15 games. Yeah, I
right.
think
I know they was riding high off the last game y'all played,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it happens.
but
It happens.
it doesn't matter, right? Because where are they now?
Exactly. And this
Exactly.
happens
So,
every year. It happens every year. They talk all this trash. They might beat us once, and then it's like, oh, well, we hope the Bucks will beat y'all in the playoffs. Oh, the Bucks didn't get y'all, well, the 49ers will get y'all. Like, everybody can get us,
they just throw on
but
a new
them
hat every week
every
just
week.
because they
But
don't
it's
like
cool,
all
though.
that. See, we understand that too because that's how the Raider fans do us. Every week it's some other team that's supposed to beat us, and at the end of the season, the Raiders aren't here, and we are, and we're fighting for something real, and they're not. Even though we might not get the chip all them other years, all they say is, well, the ultimate goal is you didn't win, neither did we. I get that, but it's not
We
the same.
won more than you.
It is not the same. My
It's not.
season, the way I felt throughout the duration of the season was way better than what they were feeling throughout the duration of the season. So that's a W for me. But let's hop right into it, man. Let's talk about
Right.
these quarterbacks right out the gate. Now we know Dak Prescott has been y'all franchise quarterback for some years now. Y'all have had y'all ups, y'all have had y'all downs, highs and lows. How you feeling about Sunday? His performance coming up against the Niners, especially compared to his last week's amazing performance against the Bucks.
Okay. He played well last week. He played well. I can't point to any flaws last week. But over the last, 5 or 6 games of the season, he threw 2 picks per game, just about.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I feel, and I know Cowboy fans are probably going to kill me for this, but I felt better with Tony Romo. I trusted Romo more than I do Dak.
Wow.
Neither one of them are
Why
Troy
is
Aikman.
that?
Because
Let him
I
hear
want
it.
to say,
Let's hear it.
I
Let's
want to say
hear
the
it.
ability to read the defense.
Okay.
Dak Dak seems unsure sometimes. Like he never, whenever he calls audibles, he never checks to a pass play. He
Okay.
always checks to the run. He always checks out of the pass to the run, or he'll check either side of the run, but he never checks pass. And that's concerning. If we have the personnel on the field to beat a cover two, he's not confident to throw the post into the middle, or like he'll check to a run. That's You got to take advantage of the big plays when they're there.
Right.
And we let too many go. And then his mobility, he's a statue. Like his feet don't move. He don't step into his throws a lot. A lot of his throws are all arm throws. He don't step to the left. He don't move the pocket. And once the rush is bearing down on him, now he just tries to arm throw it. And a lot of them are late and they're behind receivers or high or low.
And you
His
cannot
fundamentals are
be
off.
late. You cannot be late, behind, or high against us. Don't do that because the margin for error is usually pretty small
Y'all are so
on them
opportunistic.
receivers because we swarm. So it's like every time, no matter what the quarterback was so far, if they was off, then it was
It's
not a
going the
good
other
day.
way.
It was not a good day. So, okay, I understand your concerns with Dak. So I'm gonna get into Purdy then.
All right.
So, as the world knows, there's not much you can really harp on that's negative about the guy as of right now. As a matter of fact, the main negative thing is that he's a rookie.
That's it.
Everybody's waiting for mistakes to happen, and I feel like that's a little unfair. But I also realize that it's logical thinking as well because most rookies in this situation wouldn't be doing as good as he's doing. Now, his ability to escape pressure, like compared to what you said with Dak, I feel like Brock Purdy is like top tier right now because his presence in the pocket is he knows when the rush is there and he does like this little spin out every single time. He'll drop back and he'll turn his back towards the defense and spin out towards one side. I specifically feel like that's dangerous because if you spin the
Yeah.
wrong way, it's over.
Spinning
Especially
right
when
into
you
the
got
defense.
Micah Parsons running at you, it's over. But he's been really good at it so far. He seems very poised in the pocket at all times. People say that all day long. I'm thrilled about his accuracy. I'm not sold on his arm though. Not sold. Now I know he's thrown some deep plays, but some of those deep plays, like the ball was short and people had to adjust, which is fine because I know receivers do it all the time as a part of their job. But
Mm-hmm.
you also do want to see that arm be able to get there like it's no problem. And see, that's where I feel the difference is between Dak and Brock Purdy as well, because Dak will throw the ball downfield and he can be accurate down there. We just
Yeah.
saw a great game from him. Granted, it was against the Bucks, who have been trash all season, the only losing team that was in the playoffs. I mean, if honestly, if they would have beat y'all and they would have got to us, it would have been the same thing that happened a few weeks ago. We put up 30 on them in the first half.
Destruction.
I'm not dang near. Like, it was, yeah, we totally dominated it. Like, I don't think Brady experienced a whooping like that in his career. It was bad. But another thing I like about Brock is that he just never looks rattled, man. And I would say his biggest test was when we were actually losing to the Raiders. We're down 10. And even though it's the Raiders, they do have all pro, like a couple of top 5, top 2 players in the league. Like they
Oh yeah, the
led the
defense.
league
Yeah.
in rushing. You know what I'm saying? Like Jacobs, the best rusher all year.
Max
So
Crosby. Yeah,
exactly. You have Devontae Adams, like he destroyed us. He really did. So to me, that
us
gives you
too.
guys a little bit more hope as far as Dak throwing it to CD or something like that. Because it seems like the big name people can start to get off.
Mm-hmm.
And they start to go a little wild. And so for instance, we played Seattle the first time, and DK and Mooney Ward were going at it. Like you didn't know who was going to win. It was like a 50-50 battle, but it turned out that Mooney Ward won. He got the best of DK in that one. Even drew a penalty on him where DK pulled him down on a catch just so he can try to get open. That was cool. But this last game, oh man, DK was going crazy.
Yeah, he was
And
going
Mooney
crazy.
Ward did not look good. So I know that you guys are gonna try to attack him, but I know one specific person who you're gonna definitely target, and that is Diamador Lenore. Man, now has he gotten better throughout the season? Yes, but is he the one that usually get picked on and give up the plays? Absolutely. Give up the score, Lenore, is what it has been. You know what I'm saying? But I'm really hoping that he has turned the corner fully. Just come on, just a little bit more. Hafanga as well. He used to. I know he's had a great season. Led the
He played.
league and he led our team in picks and everything. But sometimes with his eyes, man, he gets in that backfield and then whoop, somebody's gone and there goes a big play.
Trayvon Diggs.
Yes.
He's Trayvon Diggs.
But at least with Huff, he got better in the last couple of weeks. Ever since he got beat, forgot exactly which game it was, but he got beat. I called him out for it. I was like, "What is going on?" It seems like every week a big play is happening. Because I would say for the last month, the defense hasn't been as good as it normally has been. But our run defense, I feel like, is a little bit better now a lot of bit better because we have Eric Armstead and Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah.
You know, that's in there. So speaking of defense, we'll just get into the defense since that's what we're talking about now. Because the defenses are going to have to step up. So how are you feeling about the Cowboys defense against all of our offensive playmakers?
Concern.
So.
We're not great stopping the run. We've been better, a little better towards the end of the season. The Jaguars went over 150, I think. We've been a little better stopping the run, but we're a little banged up in the secondary. So, and our pass rush isn't getting home quite as often.
Okay.
So, over the last like 5 or 6 games, we've kind of, I'm not gonna say fell off the cliff, but we're like going down the hill a little bit. We look good against Tampa, but Tampa wasn't at the top of their game. You got a 50-year-old quarterback that's not moving in the pocket, and
yeah,
but like we need more from the other guys, not the stars, not Parsons, not Diggs. We need more from guys like Donovan, DeMarcus Lawrence, Odigizua, Leighton Vander Esch. Leighton Vander Esch is going to be a key in this game because he's our starting middle linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
But when you watch him in the run game, he's getting washed right out of the way, like right at the point of attack. He's not there. He's there for 1 second, and then he's blocked right out of the play. We cannot have that this game. No. McCaffrey gets through the line, he gets to the secondary, it gets dangerous.
Yeah.
Debo,
you don't want to secondary. That first line. You don't want that.
It gets dangerous. We don't need to be chasing all game. We do not need to be chasing all game.
That's the L if you chasing.
Yeah, and we do a lot of it when we can't get to the quarterback. Okay. So I know our game plan is to try to rattle Purdy. Just try to rattle him. He's a rookie, just try to get to him, make him uncomfortable, make him rethink some things. But if we can't get there, or if y'all's run game is good enough to keep us honest, it's not gonna look good.
And see, our run game is, that's a highlight of ours. Like that's
we couldn't stop it last year without Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, we that's what we do. But for some reason now we pass a lot more. I don't know if you've noticed recently. I mean, I don't expect you to be watching every single Niner game, but we have turned into more of a pass first team over since Brock Purdy's been at the helm. And then later on, we have hit you with the run to kind of just beat you down and kind of just roll it out. You're already tired, But with that being said, we're a second half team. So last week when we played Seattle in the wild card, we were losing at halftime.
Yeah, you were.
But granted, it was stupid stuff, like Jimmy Ward had a dumb play where they gave him an extra 15 yards so they can kick the field goal to take the lead at halftime. A couple of penalties, whatever. But then the second half we did what we do, which is shut it down. It was a long period of time. We hadn't even gave up any points in the second half. And it was like weeks going by and we weren't allowing anything. I need us to return back to that style of defense because you guys do have playmakers. And I just explained how we've given up the big play a few times. And if I still had to say we had a weakness, I would still say it's DB. I still am going to say it because Emmanuel Mosley, who got injured very early in the season, who had a pick 6 the day he got injured. I think he tore his ACL, but it's over. Yeah, so he was over it for the season. So that was our number 2 cornerback behind Mooney Ward. So that's why Diamador Lenore is in there. We've been shuffling out people, doing what we can, and it's been turning out okay because our front seven it's great,
ferocious.
It is, and we're coming after the quarterback as well. I'm really hoping our defensive coordinator, who everybody loves, D'Amico Ryans, I'm hoping he dials up a couple of different things. Like Nick Bosa's only had 1 sack in the last 3 weeks. You could dial up something where he's in a one-on-one or coming up some
Yeah.
delayed blitz or something, coming off the edge or either faking the edge and coming back inside for some kind of regular pressure or something. I don't know. Dial up something where Nick Bosa is one-on-one. He's going to win every time. Every single time. So, but I don't know. That pressure that we would have to get initially is going to determine how Dak plays.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
If
Because
he's a
if Dak
statue,
is under pressure, he's like you said, you're worried about the mistakes that he makes because you don't really trust him. So when he does good, you're like, okay, I expect that, but kind of. Then you do bad, it's like, see, here you go again. And he can't really make all those mistakes against this defense.
can't make any mistakes.
Our linebacking core is incredible.
Yeah.
Al-Shaair, Greenlaw, and of course Fred Warner. You already know, like this could get crazy, and we're at home.
We gonna have a hard time running
I don't know if I told you, but I'm going to the game.
I kind of knew you were. I knew you wouldn't miss this.
Yeah, I'm going to the game. I got to be there. I'm gonna go live
I knew you wouldn't miss it.
for the people. You know what I'm saying?
I know you wouldn't miss this one. This is a big. This is a big. I've been losing sleep over this.
It's history. This is history. To even be a part of the 49ers Cowboys rivalry.
Yes,
it's amazing. And especially in the playoffs, just to say that you went to one of the games is that. Now, as far as the little stats for everybody, y'all do own the series as far as playoffs. The record is 5-3 right now, but we got a little steam because we won the last two. So that means y'all was really smacking us. But
in the 90s, we won 3. 2 of those we had to get past y'all. Y'all won. Y'all beat us once to get there with Dion, and then Dion came to us, and we won the 2 in a row. Yeah. No, 2 in a row. Yeah,
was it just one?
I think it was just the one with us.
Might have been just the one. But I do remember I was watching the game. I remember I was fresh out of church, and I'm like, I got to go watch this game. And I remember being a kid, and I remember us winning that game. That I was extremely happy because that was our year.
It was.
That was our year. And that year was 94, 95
Yep.
season.
And you know what? Y'all had Charles Haley too.
Oh yeah.
And I think he came to us the next year with Dion.
And see, and then that made me mad because I'm like, come on, man. Then y'all gonna win the Super Bowl after that too. Like, God dang, like
with y'all players.
But needless to say, I need a Super Bowl. I ain't had one since the 94-95 season. I'm gonna need that to change ASAP. But in order that to happen, it's gonna have to go through y'all. But
I was hoping Seattle pulled it out.
Yeah. I get that though, because I was wishing against the Vikings, and that's what happened. I'm gonna be wishing against the Eagles this week because
for sure.
Of course, I'd rather play the Giants, but
we've already beat them twice
right now. Huh?
We've already beat the Giants twice, so we would love to see them again.
See, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, we'll see. But coaching, let's get into that.
Okay.
All right. So as you know, last year y'all had that real debacle at the end of the game, which was pretty sad to see if you were a Cowboys fan. Well, for me, I was extremely happy at the mismanagement of the time. Just the overall drive in itself was disaster at the end.
Total disaster.
Well, we shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. Jimmy G was playing for the Cowboys that game, but that's neither here nor there because we legit controlled that game. It was looking like massacre worthy, and then
he kind of handed us a few touchdowns, and it was like, "Oh,
fun, guys, let's play 3 flies up, see how that. Oh, that's not my team. That's cool. Let's just let them roll on down now." And
that's why I was hoping Jimmy would be here to play.
There's no need to put Jimmy on the field if he makes rookie mistakes. We have a rookie that's not even making rookie mistakes. So if we're willing to live with rookie mistakes, might as well play the rookie who's doing
rookie then, yeah.
And that's the end of that. That's just how I feel about it. But coaching Kyle Shanahan, I have had my fair share of things to say about him, for a while, because it's been ups and downs. The relationship has been a little toxic, but I'm usually happy at the end of the day, especially during an 11-game winning streak. But what I've seen from him this year is him adjusting. And I had a problem. I was like, he doesn't adjust. He just sticks with his normal play call all the time. But nah, the second half he adjusts. For him to make us a passing team is an adjustment in itself. So I'm excited just because I know whatever challenges and hurdles we may face against you guys, especially that filling out process in those first couple of quarters. I'm excited because I know that Kyle Shanahan will adjust. And I don't know what he does in that locker room at halftime, but man, it seemed like the team come back locked in. They focused, and it's like the game just started. I don't know what it is, but I trust his play calling right now. Our offense have went from one of the worst in the league to like top 5 looking, And I know a lot of that has to do with Christian McCaffrey because his workload is crazy. But still, it's working. And Ron, you can't argue with 11-game winning streak. You can't argue
with results.
You can't argue with it. So I'm feeling pretty good on my side about it. How you feeling?
Worried. I'm always worried about our coaching staff. Always. I want since Bill Parcells. After Bill Parcells, I've been worried about. Mike McCarthy. Like you talk about motivation. There is none. He has none. I don't know who was worse, him or Jason Garrett. I think I'd take Jason Garrett at least clapping on the sideline. At least he's clapping. McCarthy just stands there. Yeah, do something. McCarthy just stands there and just looks around like he doesn't know what's going on. At the end of the last year's playoff game, when the whole clock thing happened, did anyone remember what Mike McCarthy with his face, how his whole facial expression was?
I screenshotted
it. What's the thing?
Yeah, he doesn't know what's happening. What are we doing?
Where am I?
Is this a game today?
Or who am I?
Is that Disneyland? That's a huge TV. Oh shoot, I'm coaching right now.
What am I doing here? I got a clipboard and stuff. What am I doing? I don't get it between him and Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore with the play calling from week to week, we're a different team. We have no identity, none. 1 week we run the ball for 150 or 120 yards and we play off the play action. Then the next week, Dak's throwing the ball 45 times against the team that's probably like 29th against the run, but we're throwing the ball. Like I'll never understand. Cavante Turpin.
Okay.
Was what league was he in? He was in the Canadian League. I forgot the name of it, but he was the MVP. He is electrifying.
CFL.
Okay. He was the MVP. He's electrifying. I think he runs like a 4.2.
Oh my gosh.
And he is I mean, we do not get him in the game. He reminds you of Tyreek Hill with his speed. Pure speed. But he only returns kicks.
For real.
He only returns kicks and punts. He's gotten in the game on offense maybe 3 plays. He was using the decoy once, and then twice we tried to run jet sweeps with him or reverse. How about
he might get used like that this week to try to get on the outside of Nick Bosa?
How about get him a screen or something? Or he was a receiver in the CFL. He was beating guys on deep routes. Give him a shot.
Yeah, deep threat.
Give him a chance. But we don't utilize our weapons right. I know we're paying Zeke a lot of money, but he don't deserve the lion's share of the carries.
Put that up so y'all can get better. Like the reason why the Niners are as good as they are is because look how much we're really spending at the quarterback position. We got like $10 million we're spending at the quarterback position. That is nothing right now. Absolutely nothing.
We paid Dak $75 million. He should not be tied for the league lead in interceptions and he missed 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
If I see him on one more Sleep Number commercial or Direct TV or Campbell's Chunky Soup, I don't. I try not to get
I
angry here, but
mean, he's making me. I was like looking up Sleep Number beds. I'm like, shoot, man, I might have to. You know what's funny about that is Trey Lance is with that too. He's with
he
Sleep
got
Number.
endorsement.
They've talked before in interviews and all that stuff. I would like when he got drafted, they were going back and forth about it because they're both signed with Sleep Number. And apparently when Trey was growing up, his sleep time was 8:00 p.m. So he valued his sleep a lot, and they made sure like he would sleep at 8 p.m.
Wait, tell
Yeah.
Trey if he wants his career to be what he wants it to be. Don't take any advice from Dak Prescott and Sleep Number matters.
Oh man. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing that I can't even talk about today because that's a whole show in itself. But
Yes.
we'll cross that road when that time comes because the Niners they don't leave nothing short of drama. That's for sure. I mean, the
Yeah,
drama
y'all got
high with this
controversy.
organization. I mean, whoo, they give us a whole bunch to talk about. But so we talked about the coaching. Lastly, it's mainly the battle in the trenches.
Woo.
So y'all have a good offensive line, as we've discussed. Our defensive line is good as well. You know, it's one of the top ones there. We're healthy. We ready to come for Dak. We're ready.
Ferocious.
I feel like Nick Bosa has been kind of sacrificing himself a little bit because he will get on that outside quick. But if you do that against a mobile quarterback, you leave that open route to step up and do what they got to do. The good thing about us, though, is we only rush 4. And we haven't been hiding about that. So it makes us playing defense a lot easier. It makes our front 7 look a lot better when your front 4 can get the amount of pressure that a blitz does.
Yeah, buddy.
That makes something. But if I had to go to our offense against y'all defense, hey, y'all led the league in takeaways. I think y'all had 33 for the year. We had 30, but y'all was number 1. We're the number 1 defense, but y'all ranked number 6. So, it's going to be a battle down there. It's going to be Brock Purdy's biggest test for sure, but it's going to be a battle down there because, we got Trent Williams, Aaron Banks, Spencer Burford. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got some people out there, but these cats are young, except for Trent Williams. Like, Aaron Banks is second year.
Oh,
Burford, first year. He a rookie. Like, our center position is – we just been dealing with it between Jake Brendel and we just been dealing with it because we lost our main guy. He retired this year. So y'all could have an advantage on the defensive front just coming at us. Could, but the way that Kyle Shanahan schemes stuff is just a little different. He can make our offensive line look better than it is because we are good when it comes to run blocking though. For sure.
Real good.
And Purdy hasn't taken a whole bunch of sacks, but he's also eluded a lot of pressure as well. And that's going to still come. I know you guys are going to dial up some things. So it's going to be a battle in them trenches. I think the winner in them trenches is going to be the one controlling the game. And that's time management as well.
Yeah, sure. We're down Terrence Steele. Peters might not play. I hope our center Bialish plays. The rookie Tyler Smith has done a good job, but I don't trust him against Bosa. He's a rookie, and he led his senior year in college. He led the NCAA in holding penalties, I think.
Oh, that's not good because Nick Bosa gets held on every play. They just pick they want to call it. He's always in the headlock. He's always trying to always.
So we need to get Tyron Smith over there and not let the rookie. So wherever the rookie is, he might be a liability, but he's held his water this year. Okay. And he's a mauler. Like when you run behind him, I wish we could get him and Zach Martin on the same side of the line. Because we Zach Martin. We can't never forget about Big Zach. But if they're on the same side of the line, we're mauling. I ain't gonna
Right.
say we're gonna maul y'all because that front seven, I it just seems like, and I hate to say this, it just seems like the 49ers are a tougher team than a lot of the other teams that y'all play against. Like y'all just, I'm not gonna say I'm more hungry for it, but it's just like
We pride ourselves on that toughness.
y'all play
Like
bully ball,
that bully thing is a real thing. Like we pride ourselves on that.
and we
And
can be bullied.
we run a tight ship though. You know, like that's our practices, they're high intensity, like all of it. We get a lot of injuries because of the way that we play. Which is
That's why
scary
you
for y'all
win them.
because we're freaking healthy. So that's that's scary. When we're all healthy, it can get wild. And they don't need to get up for this game. Like
Nah,
everybody's up. Like there's no
if you
like,
ain't up for
oh,
this
we're playing
game,
the Seahawks for a third time, blah, blah, blah this year. No. And we
it's,
thoroughly beat them 3 times in a row. So it was no problem.
if
But we
they're
haven't
not
really
hungry,
played
this
a defense as good as y'all's yet. So I'm excited to see how that's going to work out.
if we come to play, it'll be a game. But we've laid eggs before. We've laid a few eggs where it just don't seem like we're ready to play.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is not. We both know our teams. Everyone
Yeah.
that's a real fan of your team, you can tell when the energy's off.
Yeah. You can definitely
And
feel when it's not there. You're like, what are y'all playing with
what's
any
going
kind of
on?
urgency right now? Do y'all care about this game?
You can see within the first 2 series.
You
And
can.
I just hope, like we talk about McCarthy and the motivation, I just hope that he can find something to get these guys fired up.
I think he's gonna try to use some trickery. I ain't gonna lie.
He need to do something.
Because if the windows is tight, which is probably gonna be, he might have to pull a little trick or two out his bag to ease us up a little bit. Because just take a few shots. And I know you guys are gonna take some shots because
Oh yeah.
honestly, that's the only way you could really beat us is to take a shots and then it work out in your favor and maybe a penalty or something like that. Because ain't nobody just gonna just thoroughly just beat us the whole game. Like that's just not how we're made.
Nah.
But I feel like it's gonna be some trick plays, man. I feel like McCarthy might try to dial up something. Whether it works or not, who knows? But I think he might try something. The flea flicker worked on us the other week, so
Yeah. Yeah. I hope. But if he dial up something stupid at the wrong time of the game,
oh, I know. You're gonna be y'all gotta know this guy when it comes to the games, this man, you don't want to mess with him. You don't want to be around him unless you're a fan of his team. You might not walk away. He might put you in the dungeon. I mean, so many walls are in pain because of this man.
yeah.
So it was wild to hear him say he rather, he trusts Tony Romo more than he trusts Dak Prescott because Tony Romo didn't cause a lot of pain.
Because of Tony Romo, I threw my miniature Cowboys helmet over the fence into the woods at my mom's house. So, but I've gotten better. I think.
I would say so. I would say so.
I don't know if my fiance thinks that, but
Well, I'm. That's a whole different story, right there. I might think I'm cool. My wife would say something else. I'm like, oh well, I guess I got some work to do, fellas. So yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, that
if we
is.
win, I don't yell. When we win, I don't yell. So,
Yeah, you hate losing more than you like winning, and that's how real ones should feel. That's
should
how
be.
players should feel. That's how coaches should feel. If you don't feel that way, then sports isn't for you. And
Exactly.
if you think it is, then you won't be great because you got to have that mentality.
You'll be one of the first ones cut.
Got to do right. Got to do anything not to lose, bro.
Yes.
Don't want to lose. So, and it's funny because we're talking about this now. One of us has to lose.
Yeah, man.
Hey, we gonna find out soon, though.
What is it, Friday? Oh my gosh.
Man, because I appreciate you for hopping on real room service with me, man.
Anytime, cuzzo.
It was a great time. I love when we can have these talks like this, especially when our teams are playing against each other. It's a monumental time, history that's happening. Regardless of the outcome, you still my blood. I'm gonna love you regardless. Hey
100%.
man, our team's just fighting, so we just not gonna be cool right now.
Just only for a day. That's it.
It's just a day. It's just a day. You know, I probably won't see you on 2K Sunday. And I understand.
That might be the only thing I can do with it besides breaking my stuff if we lose. So I
I'm gonna
probably
be
will
out
be.
of my mind. So I'm gonna be at the game, and then ain't no telling when I'm gonna get back home. And I'm pretty sure I won't be as sane as I am right now. Say that. But on that note, I appreciate Real Room Service Gang for coming through and checking us out. Got to show love to the angry Cowboys fan over there. He got a podcast starting up soon.
Coming out.
Coming out, you know, and that's gonna be a good one because you know he's in enemy territory trying to make something flourish out there. So when you do, y'all make sure y'all show him his love.
Appreciate the shout out, Cuzzo.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Thank you for coming through. We're gonna holler at y'all on the next one.